Aloha! Welcome to the Call to Create podcast. I am Janin, and thank you for being here. It's hard to believe that today is the last day of 2020, and I just wanted to share my last thoughts with you as we end this year. Listen in, and I know this will help you, so let's get started. I love talking to you because what I want to do is to be able to help you design and create a business that works best for you and that it gets you excited to wake up every day too. And I want to help you get out of that grind that you're in if you are. And I also want to be able to help you to open your treasure chest. Open up that treasure chest. What is in there that's so precious that's waiting to come out? And everyone has dreams in their heart. And that's my analogy for the dreams in your heart is this treasure chest because it's so precious that sometimes people keep it locked away. So I want to encourage you to open it and see what's in there because you're worth it, and I'm here to tell you you're worth it. And what you have in your heart is so important. Even if you don't think so, I can guarantee that whatever's in there is important. All right, what I wanted to talk about today is prepare what you're going to do when. So that's the title, is prepare what you're going to do when. So that when ... could mean anything because everyone's life is so different. So let me give you a couple of examples of what I'm talking about. It's all about preparation, and preparation is key for you to know how to deal with something. Like when you have moments of frustration or something you're doing is not going the way it's supposed to or you thought it would, and you feel, that frustration and you just want to scream. Or like if you have moments of lack in motivation, but you have to get this thing done, especially like when you're at work. Sometimes when you're at a job, what you have to do sometimes is not inspiring and it doesn't get you excited, and you're not like, oh yeah, I'm so excited to do this, especially if you have a list of things to do at work. So preparation is key because you have to prepare ahead of time. It's like that saying goes, if you are prepared, you shall not fear. So be prepared. Now, I don't know if it's possible to prepare for every single little thing in your life, but if you have some preparation, or if you have preparation for some of the really important things, the key things in your life, then that's what really matters. And so let me give you an example. If you're not motivated to do something, whether it's at work or at home or anything else, some of the things that you could do, prepare ahead of time, is to like create a song list. Some people love listening to like loud, upbeat music when they're doing something and to help get them going. And I've done that on occasion. I don't do it too much now because I have other things that I do and that I'll mention in a minute. But if you can prepare ahead of time on your smartphone, just create a song list that are songs that are gonna help get you going and help to just uplift your mood and just put you in a better frame of mind. Okay, so that's one thing you can prepare to do ahead of time. And you know what kind of person you are, so you would know like what works for you and what wouldn't work for you. So I'm just giving you ideas of maybe some of the things that you can do that maybe you haven't tried, if you haven't been able to figure out how to get you up and going and motivated. But say, for example, you have to do something because now everybody, or not everyone, but a lot of people have to work from home. And maybe you have to, give a presentation to people at work and you're not really sure and you're scared and you're fearful, or, maybe you've never done it before. So what is the thing that you could do to help you prepare? Obviously, you have to prepare what you're going to talk about and all of that. But if you've never done this before, it could be really scary to put on a presentation in front of people, especially if you don't like doing that kind of stuff. So what is something that you can do to prepare to do that? Now, for example, I have things in place that I do. Like if you believe in prayer, Prayer is a good thing. I do a lot of praying. I pray a lot for help when I'm frustrated. And I mean, I pray for other things too, but you could do that. You could do a little meditation if you do that kind of stuff. Or you could just sit quietly and just close your eyes and practice breathing before you start your presentation. You could also do a song list, just play some songs to help get you going and get that energy going and to help you start. And one of the other things I like to do is have a friend or someone that you trust and that you love to talk to that you can call or text or FaceTime or anything where you can contact this person. And I have a friend that I do that with. She's amazing and I love her so much. And I get so uplifted after I talk to her because she's so loving, and I do that. And then also, like, the last thing on my list would be if you need motivation or you're stressed out and you just need to like focus on something else for a minute, you can like watch a video of some kind. And that's kind of last on my list because what when I've done that, it kind of takes me down a rabbit hole and I start watching all kinds of other videos, and it just goes on and on and on. So you have to be careful if you know you're one of those where if you watch one video, it's not going to just be one short video, it's going to be 10 other videos. So just be careful, but that can kind of help change your feelings of stress or whatever too. So is being inspired by somebody else. I just wanted to point out that prepare ahead of time what you're going to do when certain situations come up. And that will really help alleviate a lot of that fear and the stress and the anxiety. Is preparation. Preparation is key, and I just can't stress it enough. Now, I can say I'm not perfect at it. There are things in my life that I haven't made any preparations before. I didn't say, okay, well, I'm going to go and do this. And I haven't thought about, okay, if something happens or it doesn't work out or whatever, I didn't prepare ahead. I haven't prepared ahead of time and say, okay, well, maybe I'll just listen to some music or whatever. Or there are some things in my life that I haven't thought about like that to prepare. But I do have major things that I do, especially like for this business. I have my go-to things that I do. I want to be able to help you understand that preparation is key, and sometimes the preparation you have to do can be boring. So if it is boring, find something that you can add on to your preparation. Like I was mentioning, like if you have to give a presentation to someone, or a group of people, that's not always fun, and it could be, but if that's not fun for you, find something else that you can do as well. Like listen to music or whatever works for you, because everyone is so different in what works and helps them to deal with things. But prepare as much as you can. Choose the important things that are going on in your life right now and figure out what you can do. Just make a list. I always recommend to write down in your trusty notebook some of the things that you can do. And always in the morning, it's good if you can just write down your thoughts, what's in your head, help get it out. But try to prepare all the major things, and then of course work on preparing for the little things. But don't make it overwhelming. Just pick a few major things that are going on in your life that you would need preparation for, because you never know what happens when you go somewhere or do something, or if you're starting a new project. You never know what's going to happen once you start. So if you prepare ahead of time, you can say, okay, well, if I have to, for work, if I have to call this client and the client is not interested in my services, prepare ahead of time what you're going to say, how you're going to react to it. Write it out, have a script of maybe what you would say to someone if they say, no, I'm not interested. Because it's easy to be discouraged if someone says no. So prepare ahead of time, like what you would say, just write down what you think you would feel if someone says no. Are you going to feel like you want to cry? Are you going to feel discouraged? Do you feel you just want to scream? Write down all your feelings and emotions, and write down what is it that you're going to do to manage all of that when it happens. Because people will say no to you, and it's maybe not always necessarily for your business or your job. It could be other things in your life too that someone will say no. So prepare ahead of time what you're going to say, what you're going to do, and the feelings that you might feel, and how you're going to deal with that. Because we have to have the good and the bad in life. There's no life ever. I've never met anyone who has had a perfect life and that everything always went well. In all my 30 years of working with customers and clients and students, I've never ever met anyone who had it all figured out and who had a perfect life. And it was always the opposite. Once I got to know all of these people, I started finding out really what their lives were like. And half of the time they had stress and struggle and, ugly things that were happening in their life to different levels and degrees. So just remember that no one's life is perfect. Even though you look out there and you look on social media or you look online and you watch videos and it seems like their life is so perfect, but it's really not. No one is gonna really tell all that's going on in their life, because some things are just too personal and should not be shared online, especially if it's dealing with a spouse or a partner or something. There are certain things in that kind of relationship that you shouldn't share with people, because you need to give the other person some consideration and privacy. Anyway, I want you to do this, prepare what you can, and so that you don't have to worry about having fear and anxiety and stress. Now, there's no guarantee that even if you prepare that, you're not going to have fear or anxiety or stress. That is possible, but do as much preparing and it'll help alleviate a lot of that. So I hope you take me up on this time right now to do this, what you're going to do to prepare, and do this for yourself today, because you have worth and value. Thank you so much for being here, and do this for yourself today. Prepare. Aloha.